So you asked me a couple days ago, what are the three most interesting things about this ship that really stand out? And I don't remember what I answered, but in thinking about that a little bit more, to me was this ship it's elegant.
Yeah.
The it's visually stunning. So as you're walking around this ship during the day or especially during the evening, it's just visually stunning. The art that they have around this ship,
Yep.
the way they have things laid out, the architecture of it. It's just a
Yeah.
visually stunning,
It's-
beautiful, and classy
Yes.
ship. That's what stands out to me the most about not only the Ascent that we're on right now, but the Edge class ships.
Right. And I will say that the Edge class, I'm going to say it's in a class of its own. I mean, it
is.
really, really is. So let's get to the 7 categories we like to talk about to help you decide where to put your retirement dollars. And the first one we always talk about, food. He got it right this time. Okay. So the food. I think we should talk about with the whole dining room situation on the ship.
And speaking of that, we just finished with our final dinner. It was
Oh.
wonderful, and maybe a couple extra glasses of wine tonight. So keep that in mind.
I have a little food baby going on. It might be a little. What did I?
But let's
have?
talk about the 4 dining rooms.
Okay, let's talk about the 4 dining rooms. So on the Edge class ships, they have the main dining room separated into 4 different, smaller, more intimate dining rooms. So they've got the Cypress and the Cosmopolitan on deck 4. They have the Normandy and the Tuscan on deck 3.
Yes.
Right. So that is how it's set up. And what's wonderful about that is each dining room has its own independent menu, but there is a main menu that is the same for all 4 dining rooms.
Yes.
Yes. So
And we found it's a wonderful way to be able to have a varied dining experience on a cruise ship like this.
right. What we like is that the venues are more intimate because they're smaller. They all have a little bit of a different feel. They all have a slightly different menu, and we've had wonderful food. I think the quality of the food has been very, very high. Those of you who follow know the temperature of the soup is very important to me, and either the cruise ship gets it right or they get it wrong, and this one gets it right. So the temperature of the food comes out is perfect. Maybe that's because they have 4 different dining rooms. I don't know, but it is absolutely perfect. The dishes have been delicious.
Yes. And a couple of even to start out dinner. So what's a little bit different with Celebrity compared to Royal Caribbean or MRC or other cruises is you start dinner out with a visit with a sommelier each night.
Yep.
And they want to know what you're interested in for dinner that night, and they're going to try to pair wine with it.
Yeah.
And then followed by that, and this is such a little touch, but it's such an important touch. They bring out bread and a variety of different butters, and they're different every single night. So one night you might have a horseradish flavored buddy with a tzatziki with a tzatziki flavored butter, and then your regular butter. But each night, it's such a simple little thing, but it made such a big difference in the way to start out your dining experience for that night.
For sure. So 2 of my food weaknesses, I think I only have 2, bread and French fries. Okay. So the bread on these Celebrity ships is top notch.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, a great way to start out the dining experience for that evening.
Right. Now, a couple of things to note about, because it's a little bit different with these 4 different dining rooms, they don't allow you to reserve tables for 2 for the window. Okay. We love our table for 2 on the window. So the only way to get that is to show up early and then stand in line, and then you can get your table for 2 at the window, which we did every night, and it was wonderful. If you don't want to do that early, you can reserve a table, but it's probably not going to be a window table.
Yes.
So keep that in mind when you're visiting these 4 restaurants.
And another thing to keep in mind too is, and we saw this with different couples that we talked to throughout the week that we've been traveling on this cruise ship, you don't have to go to each different restaurant to get their specific menu. You can sit in one restaurant and sample food from each of the different restaurants at your table. So we found it important to find the wait staff that you really bond with, that you like, so you can bond with them. You can get to know them better, and you can have a experience with that particular group for the entire week, and you don't have to change.
Right. And I'm going to back up just a little bit to the menu situation because I'm not sure we were clear. So each of these 4 restaurants has its own sort of theme, and they have their own signature menu. And it's very limited, but it's the same every night for each restaurant. So Cyprus has more Mediterranean type of food. Normandy has more French type of food. So they have their own specific menu every single time. In addition to that, the daily menu for the main dining rooms changes every single night. So for each of the 4 restaurants, there are 4 different menus that are their signature staple items. Now, what's important to understand, and this is what we're talking about, is you can go to Cyprus every night if you find a waitstaff that you really, really like, and you can ask for what's called the signature menu. And what that is all 4 restaurants' signature dishes. So when you sit down at your table that you've now found that you really like, you get the main menu and you get the signature menu for all 4 restaurants.
Correct.
So you have this huge choice of food. So tonight I had the lamb shank from, I forget, I think it's Cyprus, but we were sitting in the Tuscan restaurant. So it is a great way to go, but a lot of people don't understand that you can get the same menu at any of the 4 restaurants.
And not all celebrity cruises do it this way. Only
I think the Edge Class ships.
Probably just the Edge Class ship. So it's important to understand that. Now let's move on to some of the other dining venues.
Ocean View Cafe.
Ocean View Cafe. I really like the Ocean View Cafe. Let's start with breakfast. So on a lot of cruises, obviously you can get omelets made the way you want to make them. So not only do they do that here in the Ocean View Cafe, you can get, if you don't want omelets, you can get fried eggs over medium, over easy. You can do that. And then separately from that, they also have an Eggs Benedict stand, and you can get a variety of different types of Eggs Benedict, whether it's avocado, whether it's ham-based, that type of thing. So they have an extensive selection that you can get for breakfast. There isn't anything that they don't offer. I think anything that you're looking for, they're going to offer.
It's just one more way they level up their game, I think, is to have all of their choices as well. Now, what about for the lunch? I can tell you for the lunch, that's kind of the only time I went to the Ocean View Cafe. I go typically, of course, for their salad bar. I think it was a very solid salad bar. I think they did a very good job. They also did have the made-to-order stir fry. Tons of vegetables available. I will say it does take quite a bit of extra time if you want to do it, but it's very nice to have those fresh vegetables stir-fried for you. What was your experience?
Lunch was solid.
Yeah.
It was very good. Again, you would expect it with Celebrity to be a step above some of the other cruise lines as far as the presentation and the variety of different food. And they certainly do that. You know, there's pizza in the back of the ship. The pizza we thought was...
The pizza was so-so.
So-so.
At best.
Okay. And then also outside of the Ocean View Cafe, they've got amassed a burger bar. And so you get a cheeseburger.
On the other side of the pool.
On the other side of the pool, you can get a burger, you can get a cheeseburger, you can get a veggie burger, you can get hot dogs.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's not great, but it's very good.
And it's nice that they have that as a separate option.
And I know. Yep. And with that, you like the Solarium restaurant.
Yeah. So the Solarium restaurant is called the Spa Cafe, and that is where I typically would eat breakfast and lunch, and that is for sort of the healthier, lighter options. They do a wonderful job. It's only open for a couple of hours for breakfast, couple of hours for lunch, but it's very light and healthy food. That is also where you will get your health smoothies and drinks and fresh press juices. Those are an upcharge if you don't have the drink package, but I enjoy that very much. I spend the most of my daytime eating is at the Spa Cafe.
Mm-hmm. And finally, from a food standpoint, one thing I would like to bring up is I think the desserts have been spectacular.
Yeah, very good desserts.
Very. So not only in the main dining restaurants, the desserts, the end of your meal, outstanding, but then the desserts that are available during lunch and dinner in Ocean Cafe.
And Il Baccio, where you get
he
gets his midnight snack at Il Baccio.
A peanut butter cookie.
and your pound cake.
Pound cake. The desserts are very good.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so that is all of the general food areas that are included in your cruise. But of course, they have specialty dining. Now, we did not do any specialty dining on this cruise. And okay, I have to say, I kind of regret one of them. I totally meant to go to La Petite Chef on this ship because on the first night, somebody was telling us this is this specialty restaurant where they have little like holograms that come on your plate and talk about your food. It sounded fabulous. We didn't see it. We will definitely do that on the next. I think that is only available on the Edge class ships. But if you've been there and done that, please comment below because we are wondering, is it actually worth it? Now, the other specialty restaurants that they have available.
Yeah, they have a number of them on this ship, which is awesome. So they have got
Eden. Right. And that's another one we've definitely heard. Eden is phenomenal. We didn't go to Eden. And the other one that I really wish we had done is the rooftop garden.
Oh, yeah. It's because it's a beautiful area.
Beautiful area. And we'll talk about that when we get to the venues a little bit later. And of course, they have your typical steakhouse and
sushi as well.
So there are a number of choices for specialty restaurants. We certainly will do them on the next one, which we definitely are going to be doing another Edge class ship. We do love them for sure. So there are a lot of specialty options available on the ship. And speaking of the ship, let's talk about the ship. That's our next category.
Venues.
Yeah. Yes. So the venues of the ship.
Yeah. Venues are spectacular on this ship. So let's talk about the bars. The bars.
That's a good place to start, always.
So on the Edge class ships, there is a central martini bar area, and by far and away, that is the most popular area starting from 4 o'clock on.
The martini bar.
To have drinks, whether they're martinis or just your standard drinks.
Right.
Watch a little bit of entertainment.
I was going to say they have great entertainment.
But by far and away, that is the most popular and busy area. They'll do some trivia shows a little bit before that.
Right.
And then right off the edge of that central martini bar area, they've got a sports bar.
Yep.
That's probably the second most popular area, at least in our experience.
Yes.
Now we're during NFL season. We're during soccer qualifications. There's always something going on in the sports bar. The sports bar is fantastic.
Yeah, well, so it is called the Craft Social Bar. And you like your old fashions, so talk about the old fashions.
I love my old fashioned. So there's 2 features that they have that I love with my old fashioned. Number one, they have a build your own.
Yep.
So you can select your bourbon, you can select your bitters with it. You can select whether you want a dark cherry, a more sweet cherry. You can select your sugar type, maple syrup, cinnamon, those different types of things.
Yep.
So it's a build your own, and then to top it off, you can have it smoked, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's not really that
fabulous.
expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a great, it's one of my favorite sports bars of all cruises that I've been on.
Right. Okay. But you said it's not that expensive. So I'm going to jump in. Maybe I'm going to have a little bit of a disagreement here. So this is one of those cruise ships that we actually did not buy the drink package. We'll get to the loyalty program in a minute, and that's why. But so we were having to pay for our drinks. And I will say I got a Cosmopolitan at this bar, and it was delicious, but it was $22. That was a lot of money.
But I got an old fashioned with Buffalo Trace, and it was $16, which is not bad.
I don't know. Maybe they overcharge for Cosmopolitans. I don't know. But anyway, no, it is a gorgeous bar. It's a great bar for sports, and it is packed during events. So between the martini bar, the sports bar,
they've got the world-class bar.
The world-class bar, which is very quiet and tucked away. It honestly was never very populated, so I'm not sure it's one of their better venues. And the Eden bar is usually very, very crowded. They have a ton of seating. It's a beautiful venue, but I can't say I love their cocktails. It's just me.
Yeah, I don't get their cocktails.
Yeah.
I know it's a very popular place when they're going to have shows, which we'll talk about later as well. But
it's a beautiful venue and gorgeous windows.
It's absolutely, there's no question.
Maybe grab a cocktail at the other bar and go sit in the Eden. I don't know. But anyway, so the bar, there are other bars, of course, the pool bar and all that kind of stuff that you would typically see on ships. So we wanted to point out the ones that are pretty unique to the Edge class ships.
Yes.
So like I said, there are all kinds of pool bars and whatnot. And speaking of that, there are pools as well. So you guys all know by now, we love the solarium, and this solarium is beautiful. It's big. It's got tons of seating. They have all kinds of cushions. They've got the towels. I'm telling you, there's something about Celebrity that towels are like a thing to them, right? Every day when you come out to your chair, there's just these beautifully folded towels. They have stacks of towels. It's just super convenient, and it makes you feel really, really pampered.
Yeah.
So solarium.
Yeah. So the solarium is a fantastic place. We love to spend time there. That's just us. We also know that in the main pool area, which is outdoors, very, very popular area.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of activity going on. They've got bands going on the whole time. a lot of entertainment going out in that area, as opposed to the solarium area, which is a little bit more subdued, kind of a
Very
spa
quiet,
feel to it,
right.
very quiet, the good theme music going on.
And one thing to point out at the main pool is on the outside of it, they have these private cabanas that you can rent. I think they're between $400 and $600 a day. We did not do that, but for people who want to be able to sit out in this gorgeous, big sofa area and have, private drinks brought to them and whatnot, it is beautiful. And they have all kinds of umbrellas and shade, and it is spectacular.
Right.
Yeah.
Other venues that come to mind as well, for me, the entertainment venues, and we will cover entertainment a little bit later, but the venues, not on this ship, not only do they have the primary main theater, and it's a wonderful venue, it's got fantastic technology with it, as far as stage capability, as far as digital surround background screens. They also have the Eden area in the very back of the ship where they do production shows with production cast, and it's also uniquely set up for its particular shows. And then for a third venue, they also have the club, which also does production shows.
Right, well, it's pretty incredible. They have their production
incredible that they've
cast,
got 3 different venues on the ship to do production shows on the various nights.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so lots of venues for entertainment. And again, we'll talk about the specific entertainment in just a minute. But back to the venues. One thing we forgot about bars, and I want to make sure I bring it up. The Magic Carpet, that is classic, signature, edge class ship is the Magic Carpet Bar. It hangs out over the edge. It's very distinct. It's open during the day. You get the breezes and the ocean breeze. And then at night, they move it to a different level, and it's just very, very classy. So that is one extra bar that's really nice if you want that outdoor breezy environment. Oh, and speaking of outdoor breezy environments, the Sunset Bar. How could I forget the Sunset Bar? That is on the back of the ship. It's probably one of their most popular bars. It's out at the rooftop garden, which is one of the most gorgeous scenery I've ever seen on a cruise ship, and it hangs off the back, and it is one of the most popular areas.
And to kind of wrap it up, from a venue and from a ship standpoint, if you do decide to come on one of these edge class ships, walk out through all the different venues during the evening.
Oh,
what they have done
fabulous.
With lighting, like I mentioned earlier, with lighting, with art that is spread around this ship, the art is incredible on this ship. Whether it's in the hallways, whether it's in the stairwells, the art that they have put out throughout the ship is incredible. And then the lighting that they do.
I was going to say, just the lighting itself is...
You walk on those pool decks, you walk back to the Sunset Bar, you do all that type of... Do it at night because it is spectacular.
Worth doing. Absolutely. Absolutely fantastic.
That stands out.
Yeah. So one of the things about the Edge class ships that really stands out, it is like art blended with high tech. And the place that the high tech is most visible is in our stateroom, which we're in our stateroom on our last night.
Fantastic.
I'm so sad we're leaving tomorrow. But the staterooms, and let's talk about the technology in the staterooms.
So first, let's start with a very prominent feature, which is called their infinity veranda. And really what that is, they have brought the balcony into the room. And what I mean by that is that you don't have to walk out through a door to go out to the balcony, and it's a separated space. It's integrated in. You can while you're in your stateroom, you can drop a big picture window down and turn the end of your stateroom into a balcony. And then when you don't want to have that window open anymore, you raise the window up, and now that space becomes part of your stateroom.
So it really extends your stateroom. I don't know, I'm looking at it now, maybe 3 feet. It extends it. So we are huge fans of the infinite veranda. I know they're a little controversial, but for those of you on the fence, and I have been contacted by several of our viewers saying, okay, really, what do you think about it? And I'm going to tell you, really, we love it.
We've grown to love it.
Yeah,
we have absolutely grown to love it. Right. Another thing that I think is fantastic about the staterooms is the power that they have available. Right. This is a newer ship. I think this was made in 2023. It was built. And not only do they have a great array of power up in the vanity area, but they have power on each nightstand. It's awesome.
I know.
So on your side, you've got 110 and you've got USB.
Yep.
And on my side, I've got a little plug in the phone. Actually, it's in the phone that I can
Yeah.
trickle charge my
Yeah,
my
it's great.
phone, my mobile device.
Yeah.
So the tech in the room, in the power availability in the room is fantastic.
It really is incredible. And then additionally with the tech, you can control like everything with your phone. It's
Yeah.
like amazing. So you go into the app and you hit stateroom, and we can lower our shades and open the blinds and open the blinds.
Turn the lights down.
I
the
did that this
themes.
morning when I
Yeah.
woke up. I just like opened my phone. I'm like, oh, blinds, open the blinds. It was fabulous. You can turn the lights down to evening setting or daytime setting, and they go, down to 50% when it's evening, or good morning setting and it's at 30%. I don't know. But it is, I'm kind of a geek with tech. I love that kind of stuff. So
It's awesome. It's fantastic. And then finally with the stateroom, I think that's important to note as well is there is a ton of storage space.
Yes.
In fact, we do travel light, but we probably only have 50% of the storage space in use in our room.
We've got all this empty space. But speaking of travel light, we really do travel light. So if you're interested in that, check out my video up here about how I pack in one bag for 4 months. So yeah, we travel light, but there's a ton of storage.
Probably
on
the
this ship.
most on any cruise
the
ship
most.
that I've been on.
Yeah.
This room has the most storage space of everything, and it's very well done.
Very well thought out. Yes. So stateroom, big thumbs up for the stateroom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the stateroom and the overall feel of the ship and the venues. We absolutely love it. But let's talk about the entertainment.
So the entertainment, I look at it in three different areas actually. Let's talk about the production shows real quick.
Yeah.
So I've gone to all the production shows, as I mentioned earlier, in the primary theater, back in Eden as well, and then in the clubhouse as well. These production shows have been fantastic. They've been modern. The digital capability they have and the stage capability they have to augment the show, the lighting, everything has been top notch.
Yep.
The dance group, the vocals, they have an orchestra on board as well that they do for main production. It's all been absolutely top notch, entertaining as can be, a great variety. And a lot of production shows, so the entertainment. There's been a lot of it, more than I can go to.
Right.
There's no limit to
what's
what you can
interesting
attend.
that they've done on this ship, and I think it's probably the same for all Edge class ships, is that they actually have multiple main shows at the same time at night. And that's kind of interesting because usually there's just kind of like one and then another, but they're all crowded and they are all highly well attended.
Yep.
So
And
that's been
then
interesting.
they have the individual entertainers in the different bars, whether it's a piano bar,
and
whether
they're
it's
highly talented.
and they're highly talented,
Yeah.
very entertaining. You have the steel drums going on during the pool area during
really
the day.
talented.
You've got 4-piece bands, or you've got violins going on. You've got
Anywhere
piano
you go.
bar. Anywhere you go, there's
go.
entertainment going. So no lack of musical entertainment going on.
Yep. And the other part of entertainment, of course, is the casino. This casino is very, very well attended. It is a beautiful casino. It's not huge, but it's got lots of slot machines for those of you who like to play slot machines. And by the way, if you want to know how to get free cruises through the casino, I did do a video on that as well. Link is up here and also below. But I will say the staff on this casino, fantastic. They actually all know how to deal the games and they do it very, very well. It's been fun. It's been a lot of really nice people, huge variety of people. Lots of people have been on the ship week after week after week after week. And then also the newbies on the ship like us. And it's just been great, great fun. So I do give the casino high marks on this cruise as well.
We've had a nice cash poker game going on every night too, so they have a very active table.
Very active.
And that's been fun.
That's been a lot of fun.
So now let's talk about the spa in the gym and those facilities. So why don't I start with the gym? The gym is very nice. Again, we're on a newer ship, so the equipment is modern. The equipment is all very functional. It has everything that you absolutely need from a gym standpoint.
Right.
So
Here's what I'm going to tell you. My favorite part of the gym is they have these refrigerators with cold, wet towels that when you're done with your workout, you just pull out one of those little towels. I don't know what it is with the towels and this cruise ship. They love their towels. But anyway, these cold, wet towels that, You wipe your face and after your workout. Oh, it's so nice. I love
Another
it.
thing that I like too, and this is kind of a little pro tip, is that with their free weights that they have, which I use those from occasion, they're the octagon shape. So you set them on the
Oh
ground, they
yeah.
stay there. They don't
They don't
roll
roll.
away like the round
Yeah,
ones. So
exactly.
nice planning
Yes.
from that standpoint.
I
Let's talk
use
about the spa a little bit.
Yeah, well, look, back to the gym quickly because I consider part of the gym the running track. And this running track is one of my favorites. It's this big, huge figure eight, and it goes down from one deck to the next and then back up. I absolutely love it. Not only is it well used, but I will say most people actually understand the rules. Like this side is running and this side is walking, and they actually adhere to the rules, which makes my running on the running track a lot easier. So great running track. Now let's get to the spa.
Spa. We always use the spa a lot. So
Yeah.
we use the thermal spa. So when
Right.
we go on cruises, we try to get a daily pass or a cruise long pass for the thermal spa. We
Yeah.
did that on this one.
Yeah.
This spa is very nice. It's got everything that
Yeah.
you would want, with the exception, it doesn't have a jacuzzi in it, but it does have a sauna. It's got two different
Two
steam rooms.
rooms.
It's got the heated benches that you can sit on. It's
Right.
got a different set of shower facilities that go through different types of
Cold, hot,
that
mist,
type
all
of
that
thing.
kind of
So
stuff.
that's kind of nice. So
Okay,
the spa is
I
very
will
nice.
say-
It was affordable.
I'm going to jump in there though and say I'm going to give it the same little knock that I did on the Celebrity Beyond because it's the same design. It's a little too bright for my
Yeah, that's true.
taste. It's on, you see these big picture windows, which is beautiful, but it just doesn't have that like sort of dark, cozy spa feel to it. So while it is beautiful, it is not my favorite way to have a spa. Also, I hate to say it, sauna was not hot enough. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Steam
wasn't
rooms
hot
were-
enough. Steam rooms were great. Yeah. Okay, so spa.
Again, that's a thermal spa. Now they do have the regular spa if you want the massage treatments, the hair treatments,
Yeah.
the barber treatments, those types of things.
They were packed.
Packed.
Absolutely packed.
The staff is wonderful.
Very great
We don't
staff,
do that
yeah.
type. We don't do that. But it was very, very, very
I
popular.
keep saying I'm going to do that. How many videos have you guys seen where I say, oh, on the next one, I'm going to get a massage? Okay, on the next one, I'm going to get a massage. I'm telling you, like right now, I'm going out there saying it. Okay, so spa and gym, we've done. And then the next category is the loyalty program. And boy, are these changing very rapidly this particular year. We have said in the past, and we still believe it. We think Royal Caribbean has the best loyalty program, but that does transfer. You get equal loyalty status to Celebrity. So we can talk about Celebrity loyalty program. We are diamond status on Royal Caribbean, which makes us elite status on Royal Caribbean.
Yes. And so why does that matter?
Yeah.
So with Royal Caribbean, because we're diamond, we get 4 drinks a day on Royal Caribbean. Now that translates over to Celebrity to be elite, which means we get drinks during happy hour time. So we did an exercise this time to say, is there value in our drinking style or our drinking habits?
Call it that.
Let's call our drinking habits.
Let's call
Is it
it
more
that.
economical for us to also get the drink package
Or not.
and work within the benefits that we get as
Yeah.
part of the loyalty program? And it's very clear that when we stuck with our normal drinking habits, us doing just leveraging the benefits of the loyalty program saved us 50%.
I'd say that's right.
Saved us 50% over buying the drinking package.
But that's obviously very personal to
It's
what you
very
do,
personal,
you know?
but we like to have wine at dinner. We like to have a drink,
Yeah.
a couple of happy hour drinks. We like to have a couple of drinks after dinner in the casino. Now we do get drinks.
So hold on. This section is really not about our drinking patterns. It's really about the loyalty.
It's about the loyalty program.
So let me the perks that we get as elite members. Number one, we get 20% off all bottles of wine. So that helped with, we would get a bottle of wine at dinner, and that would last us for 2 dinners. And then we get these happy hour drinks between 5 and 7.
And then we get drinks in the casino as well.
Well, yeah, we do get that too. And by the way, everybody on a celebrity cruise, any celebrity cruise, if you're playing in the casino, you get free drinks. A lot of people do not know that. It is, to my knowledge, the only cruise line that is free drinks for anybody playing, kind of the way they do in Vegas. But it's the only cruise line that I know that does that. If I'm wrong, please correct me below. I would love to know that.
So and
important to know.
because of factor all those together,
Right.
the economics didn't work out for us to buy the drink package. Now, it's super convenient to have the drink package,
Yeah.
but if you're looking at a pure mathematical standpoint,
Right.
we decided not to do it this time, and we saved probably 50%.
Right. So with that as a perk of the loyalty program where we are, it actually saves quite a bit of money. Now, interesting to note with the loyalty program between Celebrity and Royal Caribbean, Celebrity and Royal Caribbean are owned by the same company. They now, starting in 2026, are going to allow you to transfer your points from one cruise to the other loyalty program. We don't exactly know how that's going to unfold, but we think it's going to be very, very helpful. We think it's a very positive movement for this loyalty program. So stay tuned for that, and we will tell you more about that as it unfolds.
Okay, so now with that, let's move on to the staff
Okay.
as a category.
Yeah.
So,
super important to have good staff, right? I mean, that's why we include it as one of our categories, is if there's bad staff on a ship, it's not going to be a great cruise. So let's talk about the staff on the Ascent.
And it was interesting. So two things. Generally speaking, Celebrity has tremendous staff.
Top notch.
The bartenders are fantastic.
Yep.
The service in the dining rooms are fantastic. All the cleaning crew, your stateroom attendants, everybody is awesome always. So that is the gold standard with Celebrity. Now, on this particular cruise, this was the first cruise after transatlantic.
Transatlantic, yeah.
So there was quite a bit of turnover in the staff.
It was
so when
noticeable.
we started this
Just
cruise
saying.
out, there were some bumps.
Yeah, it
But
was,
that is not
right.
That is that is specific to this cruise only, not Celebrity in general.
Well, not Celebrity and not the Ascent, but I will say, I do think it's important to point out, this is why we have these videos for you guys, is occasionally you can run into like a group,
An anomaly.
An anomaly. And that's what happened. Is so this cruise, it had just come over from transatlantic and they had largely new crew on board. And I'm going to tell you, it was noticeable. We noticed in a lot of venues and a lot of different areas, it's like, wow, why did that happen? This is not typical Celebrity staff. Having said that, I will say, this is an 8-day cruise. In the 8 days we've been here, it has consistently gotten better. So I do think that they are being trained and trained hard to live up to the Celebrity standard. So we want to be honest with you about what our experience was, but we also want to say, well, I think it was just an anomaly.
And here's what's going to happen. There's going to be some passengers on this trip that this is their first Celebrity cruise, maybe their only Celebrity cruise, and they're going to think of it negatively because of that. It's a little unfair. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been on other Celebrity cruises, so they're just going to see this as their first experience.
Yeah.
And we've talked to a few of those passengers that have had that. And it's just a little unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I think it's growing pains for this one particular cruise. I expect by the next cruise, it's all going to be fine. And by the way, we have friends going on the next cruise. We will ask them. And if it's still bad, we'll let you know.
All right, let's move on to the final category. The final category being passengers.
Passengers. So who actually comes on this ship? Because we think it's super important to, when you're going to go on a cruise ship, you are on board with these people for 7 or 8 days or whatever it is. Who are the people?
So first off, I would say, if you're looking for a family environment,
no,
that's not this ship.
So those of you looking at Celebrity probably know this really isn't a kids cruise, right? There's not a bunch of things to do for kids.
There are kids on this ship, but not
many.
Widely, not widely at all. So what would you say the average age from a demographic standpoint is? 50 to 60?
I would say 60 to 65.
Yeah.
60 to 70 maybe?
Yeah, probably. It's very...
A little bit older than we're used to seeing.
A little bit older. It's still fun. It's very subdued.
Right.
It's not a super lively crowd.
Right. I'd say it's a very mellow, very nice crowd.
Come 11:30, which I've been out a couple times at 11:30, it's a ghost town.
Yeah, it's a ghost town. So if you are looking for like evening liveliness, probably you're not going to get it on the ship. But what's interesting to me is talking about the Edge class ships. When we were on the Beyond, it was pretty lively in the evening. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure why that difference, but that is worth noting. Again, it was an older, more subdued crowd. Still, we met some super nice people and enjoyed wonderful conversations, people from all walks of life. And it was really, really enjoyable, the people that we met.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. Everybody wants to engage. Everybody wants to meet other passengers.
Yeah.
They're very social.
Yep.
So that's a wonderful. But yeah, you're going to see a lot more people out on the walking track at 5:30 in the morning than you're going to see out people out at 11:30 at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bar hopping.
That is certainly true. But back to the original, is the Edge class ship all that it's hyped up to be? And I'm going to go with yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
No question. Just know what you're looking for.
Them. We love the Edge class ships. That again, art and technology combined, and the attention to detail is immense. Yeah.
No
So.
question.
Hopefully this will help you decide if this is where you want to spend your retirement dollars in your travel.
We're going to spend more dollars on the Edge class ships. No question.
For sure. Did we book one today?
We're looking at doing a Ascent transatlantic in October of 2026.
Yeah. So we will bring that to you, of course. But thank you for joining us on The Freedom Strategy, where we are unlocking retirement by exploring the world.